welcome back to Gaming Red-Handed. Today, we are going to jump back into Blueprints. I've been really enjoying this game here. I've been playing it quite a bit. My last video didn't actually show how much work I've done to this game, but I've actually made it to the 46 room. I figured out a good deal of the puzzles and whatnot, and I've got a good understanding of like what I'm actually doing in the game at this point here. We're gonna jump back in. As you see, I'm on day 30, and I'm really liking the simple puzzle aspect of the game itself. Now, getting to the 46th room, it kind of like just caps off the story a bit there, but I guess the real goal is kind of figuring out the other inner mysteries, and some of them you can't even really dive into unless you unlock that room, unlock certain items in order to, get yourself certain keys in order to get to certain rooms and, get the lore points unlocked. It's become really RNG centric, I would say, in order to figure out how to get to the other aspects of the game itself. So what are we doing here? We've got a bit of a system in place here. Take a look at the map here. I've got the foundation. I think I've got lucky with this, where I've got the foundation in the dead center of the room. And what the foundation does is it gives you access to the basement, but not only that, it's always here, so you can kind of plan your map around it. If you make it there, it gives you a three-way, because this fourth wall here was kind of a trick to get it to open. And you get it to open by getting a room to lead towards this wall. Even though this wall doesn't go anywhere, it puts a switch in that room to allow you to turn on the mine shaft. Now the basement, I've only had it have an upgrade disc in it once, and since then I don't have the basement key, which you really only get from getting to the antechamber. So the game becomes, at this point, once you get to this room here, to get the basement key and then head back to the foundation or outside altogether, so you can get yourself underground. And that's where I'm at now. I'm trying to figure out the underground mysteries of the bunker or the mansion itself. I've been doing a system where I kind of rely heavily on the break room. Not the break room, the breaker room. And what I mean by that is I use the breaker room to basically bypass locked doors. So I use the breaker room in combination with the security room. And what I do with this is I try to unlock it as quickly as I can, the breaker room. Then once the breaker room is unlocked, I will use the breaker room to turn off the power. And then turn off the power, and then hopefully I get the security room within a reasonable amount of time. And once the power is turned off, I can then use that once the security room is unlocked, you can use that to increase the number of security doors that show up. And with the increased number of security doors that show up, it allows you to do things such as rely heavily on... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, you increase the number of security doors that show up, and then once you've increased the number of security doors that show up, you can then decide to turn off the functionality of the doors, where if the power is off, the doors will be in an open state. And that basically is, for 2 rooms, once you get them, allows you to have more locked doors that are security doors. That means you need less of these blue keys in order to bypass that. Now what ends up happening is if you don't get lucky, like right now I haven't found the breaker room. Usually I've found it by now. I use the conservatorium in order to increase the chances of that room showing up. So usually I've had it show up by now. Well, I got the security room, which is good. So the security room is part 1 of what I need, right? And I'll show you what I mean. So finding the security room is good, because if you find it earlier, you can get started on the strategy. And you come here, key card system. And I usually just set it to high right away, because I already know I'm going to find a breaker room, because the conservatory allows you to increase the rarity of rooms. You can change it. And I've changed the breaker room to a common room. So it usually does show up rather quickly, despite right now it hasn't shown up yet. What are we going to do here? I don't want to put it here. I also don't want to put it at the bottom there. You know, it doesn't really matter. I guess I could put it over here. If it does show up here. There it is. Utility closet. This is actually probably a good place for it. Attached to the security room. So I don't have to double back. You turn off the lights in the gymnasium. So what happens is the gymnasium effects are when you go into the gymnasium, it costs you 2 points, right? You come here and you turn off the lights of the gymnasium and it removes that penalty. So you can start using the gymnasium as a three-way with no penalty. The next buzzer is for the dark room. So I'm gonna walk in here. The dark room usually it turns off. Don't mind, it didn't turn off this time around. Which is good, but if it turns off, you can use the breaker room to basically fix the power. Let's see, nothing's in here right now. Because the dark room, even though it's a good four-way, its negative effect is that it hides the other rooms, right? Weight room is difficult to navigate because the weight room cuts your movements in half immediately. But the weight room is a necessary room because it has one of the switches for the antechamber in there if you have the hammer. Might put the weight room in here though, but it's just too early for the weight room penalty. I need to go in here yet. But I do need a pump room. So the current goal I'm trying to do is I want to drain the furnace. There's a way to do that, and once you do that, it unlocks a different path outside. And I almost had it last time, but I ended up running out of footsteps to finish it. So now I'm trying to do it again. See, I got the gymnasium. Gymnasium's free to use. It gives you a three-way. The lights are off, so you don't get the penalty from the gymnasium room, which is good. Now the placement is questionable because I put it in the corridor, so I kind of lost one of the spots, but that's fine. Because I have the breaker room, the closed exhibit becomes a free room also, because the closed exhibit, the negative part of this is that it gives you all locked doors, but since I have the security doors turned off, lockpick, since I have the security doors turned off, it doesn't matter. These locked doors are basically free. All right. The conservatory is going to allow me to adjust some of the rarities of the map. This is a nice room to get. I don't have a shovel yet, but hopefully if I get a shovel, I can deal with some of these dirt piles here. So let's see here. Now, besides the security room and the utility room, I don't really have another strategy for the rarities of some of these rooms here. This is already pretty high up here. Code check room, I might increase the rarity of it just because a lot of what I need to do next requires basically the use of special items. So being able to use the code check room more often might help with me being able to finish some of this. Because like I had the power hammer for 2 maps because of the code check room, and the power hammer is very difficult to make. You need a lever, you need a sledgehammer, you need a what's the last thing you need? You need a battery. And then once you have all these items here, the sledgehammer turns into a power hammer, and that allows you to break walls. Yeah, there's a reason I'm doing all these red rooms here, because I'm trying to exhaust them all, and then that way when I have the power room, I could have all the rooms unlocked, and I could try to do what I'm trying to do here with this red room. This bricked me. God damn it! These all go nowhere, so this screwed me up. But I'll take the observatory. Actually, I don't have any gems. Damn it! All right, guess I'll just take this. I don't need any keys either, so, but this might give me some gems. It's a free room, but it's a waste. This all circled into one dead end, which kind of sucks. This path is locked off to me until I get to the foundation again, so I have to use the chapel gives me away this way, and hopefully I don't get screwed on the chapel. And then this is gonna be a dead end here, but I'm gonna go over here just to see if I can get a utility room out of here. Gymnasium. A lot of these puzzles have been interesting, though. I've been really enjoying the this game here. It's almost like a cozy game to me, and I thought it would be hard to play this for a long time because it didn't have any enemies, right? But it's not bad. I don't mind not having any combat, not having any. Oh, come on, really? I won't be able to get to that last room. This completely bricked me too. But we'll see what's in the shop. Hopefully the shop. We'll take the metal detector for now. And we'll have to come back for the rest. We'll definitely come back though, because the sledgehammer and the salt check are pretty good. It's good for giving you a lot of additional steps. Something spawned in here. Oh, keys. So what's interesting with the sledgehammer is once you pick it up, it then starts spawning additional items. Unless I just straight up didn't notice that there was a set of keys in here when I first came in here. But usually I'm pretty good at noticing the free items or the additional items. Should have spent that 1 coin. There we go. Oh, I got it back. That's good. Oh, that was like pure luck. If I didn't get that, I would have been so screwed. The run would have been dead. I only have 1 key. A sleep mask. Sleep mask triggers it the first time you go into any bedroom, so it will trigger when I come in here. Oh, come on. So I have one more option here, since this run is trying very hard to brick itself. Is like I didn't head outside. I did not, I usually don't do outside early on. Just because there's some things out here I want to try getting. Like I usually try going in the magic first. And then I come back here and decide what to do with this room here. Now this is the last option here to find a way to get out of here. What can I do here? None of these will be good. None of these will be good because the tool shed is not going to give me a key. Classroom is not going to help me out too much. The shrine might give me something for next run, but there's nothing here. This one might be dead. We'll just go here. Oh, the shovel might help. The shovel might help. And the sledgehammer. So we're going to go back and we're going to go dig up the floor and hope we get a few keys out of digging up those the floor that we left behind. There's not too many dig spots though, because dig spots usually present themselves with green rooms, unless you have the hovel and it puts it everywhere. But we didn't have too many green rooms. We only have the conservatory, and I honestly think that's it. So let's go dig the conservatory ones. Hopefully get something worthwhile. Otherwise, this run is actually no. The furnace had something. Old boot. Determined to screw me over today, aren't we? Alright. Ooh, the battery. If I just get the lever now, I can actually make the power hammer again. That might... Oh no, I didn't get the I didn't get the... What's it called? The coat check room, so I guess it wouldn't really matter too much. Got some coins, but the shop didn't have... The shop did not have anything that I could make use of the coins. Oh, I think that might be it. I think this run might be bricked. We'll go back to the shop real quick. This shop only had gems. I don't think it had any keys. And then if I go underground, there's nothing underground that would give me passage. I think that's what the problem is. Sometimes this game is really hard RNG heavy, and sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you need it to work out. You know, that is part of the charm of it all, right? But yeah. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I try to get a lot of the security doors going early on, just because keys can become a problem, right? And if you could bypass the need for keys, then you have other concerns. You can other ways you can navigate the mansion, and then you can focus on like what usually happens to me in my runs when I get going is keys aren't a problem. I have an abundance of keys, but then I have an issue getting enough what I call enough locks. No, it's not locks. Sorry, enough gems. And then when that happens, then I get stuck with doors with a lot of gems, requiring a lot of gems, right? So that becomes a different issue. So I drain this. The pump room allowed me to drain this. And there's a door over there, but I think what I need to do is not drain it fully. I need to raise it up some so I can actually navigate to that. And if I drain it fully, it's just probably something down there. But for now, I need to figure out a way to navigate to this. But yeah, draining it fully would allow me to go down here and see what those are. However, in order to drain it fully, I need to get the reservoir room, the pump room with the boiler room, and then the boiler room to direct power to the pump room in order to be able to navigate it. This part here I left because the issue I have here is I can raise it up. I can rotate it. I got to the other side already. I can raise it up. And then I have to, I'm pretty sure I have to leave it like this and end the run and then circle back around. I'm not sure just yet though. I think that's what I'm looking for. This, I know where that goes. Like this comes, if you get the tomb access, you can get to this door that way, right? But because this run's already bricked, I think that's what I'm be doing now. So you raise this up, and then now that it's up, when I come back, it will allow me to go over there, and it'll allow me to rotate this block now, because before I didn't have access to rotating it. And I'm maybe able to rotate this and this, and then go to this platform over there. I don't know if there's a way to get up top just yet, but we're gonna find that out next run. So yeah, let's call it a day. Red Cottage. Tell you, like the entire run hinged on a single key. I didn't get any keys that run, and I mean, usually I do a better job of paying attention to my key shortage. But that run, I just, I don't know. I could have done better on that. We're gonna go back in here again. We're gonna try again. Keep moving. Let's see here. Oh, the break room right off the bat. Well, we're not gonna put it here though. I found that putting the break room too early in the dungeon becomes detrimental, because in order to, you know, get back to it and make use of it, you have to double back, right? And if you end up doubling back too far, you get a situation where you get tight with the steps, and you're like, oh, I can't make it back because I don't have enough footsteps to make it to where I need to be. So I tried to consciously decide where I'm going to put the puzzle room. I mean, the breaker room. This might not be a good position for it, but I guess I could have just done a circular loop for it, but oops, I should open the garage. The garage becomes a way to constantly navigate back to the west side, which could save you some steps. Like, it is a shortcut depending on what you're trying to do at the time. The one where it's like these complete dead end. Whatever, I'll take the mailroom. See what items come in. Brass compass, gems. Brass compass is pretty good. It forces items to go towards the north. Nice. This is for the breaker. I've done this puzzle already. This opened up the access to the cave, and the cave gives me 2 gems per start. This was a pain in the ass to figure out, but I ended up doing it. It's hard to explain again because it took me a while to figure it out, and I haven't done it again since. But yeah, let's see. Do a code check. Actually, we won't brick this voluntarily. We'll go additional over. Nice, the conservatorium. Make some more adjustments here. No, I'm not gonna use my 1 key on that. Hopefully I get a sledgehammer. Oh, this is actually pretty good. So because these are so rare, this is actually a good one. This is hard to use. Like, I want to make it more common, but at the same time, this requires a lot of gold to make use of. We'll make this commonplace. So this one here, like, getting it could be good, but you don't need. I don't need it to be too common because of the fact that once I get it, if I don't have like 30 gold or something, usually I can't use any of the stuff that shows up here. But the stuff that shows up here is really good. I think I might make it unusual instead of rare. You know, I'll use a standard. This one here make it commonplace just because even though it's a dead end, it'll increase the chances of stuff being rare. Actually, then I could put this to unique to usual and do that. Actually, no, screw it. We'll keep it standard. This is commonplace because this will give you keys. This will increase the chances of my keys not being a problem like it was last run, right? And I think that's kind of the ways you can kind of manipulate how this game goes. Your ability to keep track of things like that, where you can kind of manipulate the RNG a bit. It ends up adding up over time, right? Commissary. I should have taken the observatorium because the observatorium does end up really paying off. We'll take the shovel. Take the salt shaker too. This is actually a strong combo because if you start digging up turnips and whatnot, it ends up being pretty good for your sustain, your step sustain. Billiard room. Oh, I don't want it circling back that way. This is a rough situation because we're already in a situation where we got dead ends again, right? So it circles me back. I only have the west wing, so I'll take the closet in hopes that I get some good items. A reroll and a gem, that does work. Having a minimum of 3 gems, a key, dice, this is a good start. That would mean chances are I won't brick myself completely going in here. I only get to use the veranda. Give me something to dig, thank you. Turn up with the salt, 7 steps. Ooh, a sledgehammer. I can go back and open that chest. Which I might do that now because I might need to make sure I have gems on me. The worst thing that could happen. Ooh, a metal detector too. Well, that was a strong room. Sledgehammer, metal detector. Oh, that was good. The worst thing that could happen is that you pop up one of these rooms and you don't have enough gems, and that happens so often for me that it's another thing you got to keep in mind when you're, especially when you're in a situation like this where I literally only have 1 door. So before I go any further, we'll take the sleeping mask and we're going to go outside because I haven't done the outside room yet. And what I'm hoping for is hovel. And the reason I'm hoping for hovel is because it'll allow me to dig some stuff up. I have the shovel, I have the salt shaker, I have everything, so it won't be too bad. And then I just have to hope I can push forward without breaking myself here. Got hovel, we got shelter, we got trade. Actually, trading posts could be rather good too. Yeah. Actually, it's not hovel I'm looking for. It's I don't know what it's called, but it's a room where it turns everything into it adds dig sites. Hovel could work though, because hovel could remove my need to rely on gems. You know what? We'll do hovel, just so I don't have to worry about gems too much just now. Like, it's gonna burn through my steps like crazy. And that was my biggest issue with hovel, is that it's so hard to sustain, especially if I'm not doing a bedroom run, because bedrooms give you a lot of by the way, this is a switch. In order to get that elevator goes down, you need to turn these levers. There's 4 of them. There's 1 here in the hovel, 1 in the classroom, which also spawns here, and then 2 are the apple orchard, and then the gemstone cavern, which you unlock this from the utility room, and this is from finding in the dark room. There is a picture of an orchard tree. You need a magnifying glass, and the code is on the picture. I can tell you what it is. You can leave a request in the comments. I can tell you what it is. You want to actually know the code, but it basically gave you the hints on how to figure out how to get to it yourself. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, everything is purchased. And with hovel on, I don't have to worry about gems bricking me. I have 1 key and I have a reroll, so we can use that reroll to try to push ourselves 2 more exits at a minimum. No, this is not good. Let's see. Actually, this can be fine because it gives me another key and more steps, and I can still get 2 exits out of here. So we'll do this. This is really trying to stop my run. Actually, this could still work. If I get to the foundation, actually, I'm going to go for the foundation. If I get to the foundation, then it'll give me guaranteed 3 doors. Need an aquarium. I already get 10 extra steps. Club sandwich. I don't have any green rooms just yet. Actually, I only have 2. Actually, it's not bad. Chef salad. I'll buy it later on, though. Right now, I'm good with this. Shape of the den is off. The office could work. I'm gonna use a reroll and hopefully I don't break the whole run with this one. This is the last chance here. I don't know if I should even risk it, but you know what? I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna take the den for the gem. Well, I'm not gonna need the gem because I have the hovel. I'm gonna take the bedroom. Oh, the bedroom's going the wrong direction. All right. Take the office, get the gold spread out, use the gold to buy more steps to deal with the fact that this is going to be an expensive step run. And then we have access to the foundation, so this should release some of the pressure. Now what's good is that because nothing changes in terms of like once you figure out the puzzle to the rooms, you don't have to worry about it anymore. I know the puzzles for this. I know, like, I remember all the passwords now. I've been doing so many runs that I don't have to actually look at them anymore. This room has a puzzle. And the puzzle starts with opening the drawer here. Turn the switch. The switch opens the safe over there. You read the note here. March of the count. It's the only one that's highlighted here, which is the month of March. And the count is your stepfather here, or your great uncle, I mean. And you look for the bust here. There's 3 busts of him. There's one there. here. Where's it at? There. And on top here. There we go. Next one. So makes the code 0303. And the safes, they always give you at least one gem and these red letters. Now, these red letters, I've been picking up. They've been putting themselves over here. I do not know what they mean yet. I don't know what to do with the letters yet. But since they are permanently etched here, I'm assuming there's a puzzle with the letters somewhere. They're all written by someone else in his family. Each time you read it, there's a different person writing it. And they have a number on them. Now, I don't know what they mean just yet. This is also a different puzzle where you have to subtract the meaning of the pictures, right? So this is a planter and a pilot. Is it a pilot? What is this guy supposed to be? Yeah, he's a pilot. This is a planter, I believe. And then you basically put it together, and whatever extra letters there, you subtract it from that. I don't know what that puzzle leads to. I haven't solved that yet. But that's from the study. The study tells you to do that. So there's so many extra puzzles beyond just finding the 46th room, which I've already done. The foundation always has stuff to dig up. It's at least 2 to 3. Oh, this has 4. Nice. Bunch of steps. Now, I've been going down every time I come in here, and I haven't found any extra items. So, but because I found the upgrade disc in here once, I always have the urge to come down here. We are outside the mansion now in this place, and what happens here is if you get to the middle and you get the basement key, which I don't have yet, it allows you to unlock this pathway here. So that's the current goal. I have 2 basement doors I need to unlock. So hopefully I get to the antechamber with enough steps to be able to come back here and permanently unlock that door. And it'll give me a way to start the run from the middle, because you can get to that door from the outside. Alright, 2 paths here. Hopefully you don't give me a bunch of dead ends. Dove coat. When you draw a dove coat while drafting, you may rotate plans. That's nice. That's nice. I could probably really benefit from showroom just because I have the office and I spread gold throughout the entire establishment. I just don't have the footsteps to go chase the gold just yet. I do need Dovecote though. I have a way up already. Let me rotate and go down. Take Dovecote, go down. And then I'll start pathing out the section at the bottom there that I missed out on. And also, since I've never actually had this room before, this is the first time coming in here, there might be some new stuff to find, new clues and whatnot. Got a good amount of keys now. Is there anything else in here? What's this? Dear Mother, if you're reading this, that means Junie made it home safely. I imagine he's going to be quite tired after such a long flight, so make sure he gets some treats and rest. School is going well, though. I do miss you terribly. Unfortunately, even though the dean gave me permission to keep my birds here on campus, I'm afraid it's getting a bit too cold for them as the semester marches on. So I've made the decision to send them all home before the winter months arrive. All that to say, expect some more letters soon. This should be the 5th letter you receive from me this month, though I know statistically it's very unlikely that every single member of my flock has found their way home, and please don't tell me if they didn't arrive. It's going to be hard enough now that I'm truly on my own. In other news, my classes have been engaging and I'm slowly making friends, so please ignore the dramatic despair of my previous letters. Things are indeed looking brighter, but I still maintain that 3 years is too long to be away. Dearest Mother, this is so bright. This should be the 5th letter. Herbert, thank you so much for your gifts of wedding doves. whom I of course recognized immediately. And yes, I got the hint, so here's your letter. I know it's long overdue. What is that word? Oh, what life? I have no idea what that word is. Wahoo life? I don't know what that is. Suits me, I think. Wahoo? Anyway, suits me, I think. Not that I didn't love Mount Holly. Of course, after years of being confined to a tiny dormitory, a small place Daniel and I have picked out, and Reddington feels more like a stately manor. Once we've finished unpacking and setting everything up, I'll insist on making an exception to your reclusive lifestyle to come share a meal and admire our somewhat less impressive but much more personal view of the town. Thanks again for the card, Mary. And since I have the magnifying glass, I'd like to go over these letters at least once to make sure that there's nothing hidden in the writings, but I haven't really found anything like that. But we'll check all this stuff anyway. 1971, 74. Okay. Why was that in such a fancy box? Oh, I feel like there should be something else in these cubby holes. There's probably a room that when I do spawn it, there might be items in here. Just gotta keep an eye out for it. Alright, let's push forward. Drawing room. That's good. Oh, you can only rotate once. I was kind of hoping for more rotations. You may draw new plans while drafting this room. Does it use steps or is it just gonna be random? Let's bring the drawing room out. This is a pretty rare room. Let's see here. Need something that allows us to go that way. We'll take the observatory. Or should I just respawn this? No, I'm going to redraw this. Come on, that could have been right. Oh, there was, you know what? We'll do this. Yeah, the dining room will work. Now, the dining room is not going to give me anything until I get to this row here. Just for the antechamber. And then it's going to give me some food for some steps. Now, this might not be a great location because it's kind of deep into the mansion, but it gives me an opportunity to come back here and get some items. Now, this one here, there's a puzzle in this room also. This requires you to look at the painting here, and you can tell that the safe is here. It arrived on Christmas. That's what I looked at and figured out, right? So the safe is back here. The safe combo is 12/25, which is December 20, Christmas Day. All right. There's another red letter in here, and another gem. Let's see here. Well, we'll take the observatory. It dead end, so that's fine. Every time you go to the observatory, it gives you one additional star. I'm at 17 now. And what's cool about that is like it gives you multiple effects. So we got an extra key. Pair of chests to be added to the entrance hole, which is going to be good. We got a sledgehammer, and then we got the apples are going to give you more steps today. And now we're going to trace our way back. Didn't get any coins though. I'm surprised. Since we had the office and we already spread the coins out, usually get a good amount of coins by now. Morning room. It's going to screw me up, isn't it? Well, we can't get below the utility closet. I guess the den is good because we're going up. But we don't need to go up, actually. Because we've already got the drawing room as a pathway. I don't want to... I don't really need to use this location to do this just yet. I might use the bedroom, just for a chance at more footsteps later on. Or I might just redraw, because this could be a dead end. I'm gonna redraw. Code check. Yeah, I might use code check. You know, I might use code check here, just in case I get the ability, because I have a lot of items on me just run here. I got the hammer, I got the compass, man. I got a bunch of stuff here that I could definitely make use of reserving. I don't see anything in here. I don't want to use my footsteps to go in there just to go check it. Now, I'm definitely gonna come back here because this is the dining room. So I hope by the time I backtrack to the dining room, there's something I need to actually put in the code check. All right, this is good. No need to re-roll that. I'm fine with this. Nice, some keys. Now, I don't know why the gems show up as different colors, because they all seem to give you the same exact value. So it's not like, you know, being a blue gem or a green gem, you get more gem value out of it, which I kind of wish it did that. But, you know, it's fine. He's definitely decided to screw me here. Now we only have one path because all these are dead ends. We're gonna take the library. Actually, there was one last book in the library, so I'm gonna take the library because this is from a different run. There was one last book I had to get, which was this one here. I don't know if it's important who rented the books, but I've been checking it anyway just in case it is. But I don't think it matters too much. Let's see. This book was reviewed and cleared by the for publication by the Fen Aries Central Board of Education. It has been edited to conform to our department's standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissension. That's some 1984 type shit, right? Let's see. Forward. Redacted. The name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters is no longer known to the average citizen, the elder generation. We must permit our leader to enjoin us to abandon our past. Okay. Azira, most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Ajira by the ascensions of the first king, whose name, Horus, would later grace the burgeoning township which he was crowned. Horus was known before the coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for unification of the surrounding province. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving record of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Horus had but one aim: expansion of the territory spread forth from the heart of the Horus, and by the end of the first century, the new kingdom was born. Is there anything here I should look for? No. And the magnifying glass doesn't really help with reading some of these blacked out parts either. Second era. I was the fourth king who split from his vast domain in 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, I granted the fields and the mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift of, I assume it's the house, the mansion. We'll see. That's a guess, though. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realms of Arch Aries, the land of the northern storms, the wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to the middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Iraja, a land steeped in tradition. I feel like I've seen these statues before. Third era. As the second era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these districts Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective siblings monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating a bountiful resource of their lands, and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. Their succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by redacted, blah 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 blah, commerce between three realms, further strengthening their bond, laying the foundation for the promise of prosperity and a bright future. Oh, look at this. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department and this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning this with a letter. We're returning with this letter the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I'd hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if the first edition and uncensored copy of the history of Orindia could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collections. But perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me a censored copy as a jest. A taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say well done, fair play. And perhaps my next visit will have a laugh after you've given me the actual manuscript. I have a feeling that I have to request this book twice to get the non-redacted version of it. Let's see. As the kingdom entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took reins of power. King Desolates III was a king who often was seen drinking, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well. Desolate's known as the king of no one, when he made a decision to moving castle and courts behind him, the people were overjoyed by this choice, and were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his common folk. These voices planted the seed which took root in the grand city Fen. Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desolates III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. The declaration was bolstered by a number of supporters due to the fact that Desolates IV shared little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontier to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once the center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city streets, stained in red. The pacification of Fen. I have the magnifying glass. I'm not really seeing anything here that I wouldn't see anyway. But the brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment who, sickened by the barbaric actions of their battalions, joined forces with the Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried one in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flag that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of the Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives into the south, forever exiled. The current era. What's this? Today, the realms inherited by three. Today, the realms inherited by the three. Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Iraja. Once again, standing united as allies through the distance. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to the lands remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across the realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our children's fathers and our children's fathers, the land of our fathers, our mothers, and our children. Then one last redacted page. Check the mountainside. I get the impression, though, that if I take out this book again, I might get the uncensored version of the history of Orindia. I'm not sure how important it is to get the uncensored version of the history of Orindia, or it might be in the master bedroom, because the master bedroom is one of the few rooms I have not unlocked yet. I've seen it once, and the time I seen it, I was in a situation like I'm in commonly, which is I had no other routes. This basically shows your record of all the rooms you've gone to, how many times you've done stuff. I made it to room 46 at the 5-hour mark, apparently. I've only done it once so far. It was a nice run too. I unlocked everything. So the claim check, top three items checked in with power, camera, key card. Let's see. This is my most drafted room. I upgraded this room here. Actually, I like it because it's a 3-way room with no penalties. Can't see the pass up the tomb. I've only had it a few times. This is the recipes for items you can make. So this is showing that the shovel and compass make dowsing rod. Dowsing rod points towards the any room that has rare items in there. This is basically these two items mixed together, right? And it gives you increased loot. Power hammer is one of the better ones. This gives you access to permanent routes. If you break a room inside one of the drafts, they will stay that way for a few days. And then this is just a stronger lockpicker. Oh, apparently I need more letters. This is something different here. Apparently I should use the stamp. The magnifying glass. Stamps found on the estate and inspected will be added to this. Oh, I should have been using the magnifying glass to see the stamps. Okay. I've only avoided a rotunda because every time I find the rotunda, I don't have 3 gems to unlock the rotunda. Okay. All right, let's get out of here. I think with that, I don't really need the library anymore. That was a dead end, right? So now I gotta go back to the foundation. And hopefully this run doesn't end with the next door. These last 2 runs have really been pushing me here. What's funny is my last couple of runs I've been getting to like the HD antechamber, pretty close to it, like, and I'd get there and I wouldn't have any switches unlocked. But there's 2 runs in a row where I couldn't get past the 6th rank. It's crazy. Jeez. I'm definitely gonna unlock the study next time so I can have some more rerolls, because I definitely needing the rerolls. Honda. Closed exhibit. I don't have, I have the utility room. But I don't have the security room, so this is dead end. The rotunda can rotate though. So I should be able to get a way out of here. I've never opened this room before though, so I don't know how this works, but... Nice. So rotate it twice then. So now I'm locked off from the pantry. But it doesn't cost anything to rotate the room, so actually I should have been using the rotunda more often. But again, every time I show up to the rotunda, I don't have the gems for it. So it's cool that I have the footstep thing. I mean, it's expensive, but it's good. The morning room, the garage. Oh, I can still rotate plants now too because I have the rotunda. Okay, cool. Do the chapel. Might as well guarantee passage on both sides. Every door is locked right now. Four item walk-in closet. Yes, sure. Lockpick. I have found the lockpick is not that helpful. It fails more often than not. It is good for the sauna though. When you get this, not the sauna, the locker room. The locker room has a bunch of locked doors. So when you look at a door, you press E on it to try to lockpick once, and if the lockpick fails, then you basically can't use it again. Secret passage. It opens the door straight. Like this is a room here. This basically line here showing this direction it goes in. In order for this to work, you need to have a space directly in front of it, anywhere you put it. Otherwise, this will be a dead item. All right, and then you get to choose any color rooms. Like the book you choose will give you the color room you're gonna get. I'm gonna choose gold because I'm trying to get the high level shop. See, the lockpick fails more often than not. Well, not this shop, but I was hoping for the high level shop, but I guess this shop will be fine. The aquarium will be better because I need the aquarium for the dining room. And then now that it's open, I can go back and get dinner. Give me 30 steps, but it's quite a trek to go back to it. Gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, let's just go get it. Alrighty. The biggest thing that would brick this run is the weight room. Because if I cut my steps in half, I'm kind of screwed. Now I rotated the rotunda, so now it's basically facing pantry in here. I'm gonna go up next. Let's see what I can unlock here. Four-way passage room? That's not bad. Billiard room might be better. I can rotate the plans too. I might do the billiard room and face it the other direction. The billiard puzzles have been getting more convoluted as I've been going through. It's basically just math, but the formulas been getting harder and harder. Like this first one here is always addition. So it's a single one. It's basically 16 plus 0, which is 16, right? This is going to be the answer. Whatever is blue squared by itself, so 4 squared by itself is 16 again. Then this is going to be 4 minus, what is this, 15? No, 4 squared is going to square itself immediately. 4 squared is 16, minus 15 is 1. Well, this can't be right. Hold on, this is wrong. It's going to be the entire thing squared by itself. So 4 minus 15. It doesn't go into the negative, so I'm assuming this is 11. Plus 4 again. Well, this can't be right. This is basically saying 4 squared, 16. Minus 15 is 1. It's 10, right? Okay. 16 divided by 8 is 2. 3, 5. Nope. 16, 16, 10. So 4 squared is 16. This is division divided by 8. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. Minus 8 is 5. What am I doing wrong here? I square it twice. 3 squared is 9. Is it 1? I do square it twice. Okay. Then this one here is going to be 4. Minus 5 is 1. Plus 4 is 5. Times 1 is 5. Squared is 20. That can't be right. It's going to be 25. You can't go 25. 4 minus 5 is 1. 5 times 1 is... What the heck? How are we getting here? 4 minus 5. 1. 1 times 1 is 1 squared is 1 plus it's 5. Okay, Jesus. Sometimes this shit just, you know, because I'm not the craziest at math. Sometimes I just remember it, like how, because it follows its own rule. It doesn't follow bed math, nothing like that. The order of operation is from the inner circle all the way out, except for that, the squaring. The squaring itself is what always kind of screws me up and confuses me sometimes. What's this? Okay. Oh, the lockpick actually worked. Oh, finally, security room. Okay. I've already shut the power off. I can't rotate this. We're doing the security room. Okay, so. And now. So now we can do this strategy here. Hopefully we limit some of these locked doors. And I can stop worrying so much about keys. Any items left behind right now? 15 coins, 2 trunks. Those are way back at the entrance, I'm guessing. And we still got to circle back. Like this has to go this way because the aquarium will give us access to these 3 rooms. At least this room for sure, this room for sure. We might not get the atrium. Oh, this is a screwing. This is a massive screwing. Let's just try to redraw. So the weight room will guarantee us access to the antechamber if I could get access to a battery and the laboratory to make a power hammer. It's going to cut my steps in half, and it's going to be very risky. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Oh, the wall's still open. Good. All right. I can make a run for the basement now. So, this letter basically tells you destruction of the structural elements in the house and like walls is not permanent, and we're set in a few days. This is a map of the basement. Part of it. Something's in this room. Oh, broken lever. So I could definitely make a hammer. I forgot to break this wall. I was so excited to get there, and I just fully forgot that I only broke one wall. I'll have to go back to the basement again to open this door. Alright. Continue, you must go down. Yes. Alright, I have 23 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Alright. We go to the basement and discover castle hose. Right. Now there's 2 basement doors I need to unlock. However, the second one I can't get to without the pump room. I have to drain the fountain. And unfortunately, I don't have I put the water back in there to drain the reservoir, so I can't access the fountain right now. Nice. This gives us here. Okay. So I'm guessing by the next run now, I can now start these runs off in the middle. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping I'm right about that. Yep, and then you come down here and call it. Oh, you need the key card though to call it down. I'm guessing. So that means you can start from the middle, from the here, if you get key card saved or the utility room and turn off the power. I'm gonna test that theory out. All right, now I have 16 steps left. We're gonna keep pushing. I want to see if I can at least make the power hammer and then store it in the coat check room. But, you know, I don't know how much left I'm able to do with these limited steps. Let's take a peek. We got the pool here. The pool's going to give us the sun in the locker room, which is going to be good. It's going to take 3 steps in order to put it down. We'll do it anyway. This is going to give us access to what? Wine cellar, which I've never actually taken before. The laboratory. We're so tight on everything right now. Might take the lab and hopefully I get an immediate to increase my allowance. It's a big gamble though. I have 4 steps left. Hoping for an increase of the allowance. Whenever you draft a hallway from another hallway, whenever you draft a shop room, each time you eat an apple. Like this, none of these are good. None of these are going to work out. We'll do that. Shop room. Maybe we could generate another ladder. I still haven't done this puzzle yet because I've yet to be able to align getting power to this thing. Pain in the butt. Oh, man. None of these are going to work out for me. None of these are going to work. Let's redraw. That ends the run. The shop room, I guess, works. At least I got a letter, but this run's pretty much done. That 1 step's gonna end the run. Well, at least it wasn't a total loss. Alright. I think it's a good run, though, for today. Hold on, I'm gonna go check the basement. Check the theory that if I unlock the basement, I can now start from there. Let's see what that gets me. Incremental progress. That's all we can really hope for in this game here. Like the more you do, the less RNG. Well, the more you strip away the layers of RNG, the more you can get to finish the puzzles. We take my allowance first. So that door I opened is down here. So, and if it does work out, that means I'll be able to start in the middle of the map. But I'm guessing I need a key card to bring the elevator down. It better be permanently open. If it's not, then that's a huge problem. Oh, it's not permanently open? Come on. Oh, it is. Okay, good. All right. So I need the key card or I need the room to turn off the power. Let me go test that out. Oh, since I'm down here though, let's go do this. Let's go finish the rotations. since I planned that before. This leads us, where's this? This leads to the wagon. I gotta get to the tomb again so I can push this down again. And then this will allow me to go back this way. And we're gonna do that after. This is nothing, right? This is this side. Okay, alright. So there's a few more things I gotta set up here. I gotta spawn the tomb, use the tomb to push the cart back, because I gotta go around the other way to get to the cart. But for now, we're gonna rotate this and see what I could do with this rotations here. Can I get to that? I can get to that from over here. This does what? This rotates again. Okay. What is that? It's a lantern over there. I definitely gotta log out now. Alright, first I'm gonna figure out get that lantern. Let's do this. Hopefully that lantern is actually something and not just scenery. But I imagine it has to be something. It's the only lantern I've seen. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, the full map here, though. I don't really need the full map because I've been on all sides of this. I know how to get to all of this. Like, this is where we came in from the basement. This is the room we're in right now. This is access from spawning the tomb. And the reservoir is where that boat is at. Entrance, nothing, though. Okay. Is there a room up here that's open? Like, why am I rotating this on 2 levels? All right, let's try. Let's figure it out. Not this. This is it's one more. Yeah. Now they're both aligned, but why did I do that? These doors are all locked up here. What was the point of that shift? There's nothing down bottom. I think they all rotated together. I got everything. I don't think anything's missing. Let me go back up. Went over there before. That's the lantern. This room, I'm guessing, lowers and raises also? What does this room do? There's got to be something that I'm not seeing right now, because it's like there's got to be a reason why you could do this. Now when I come back, that one's available. Have I hit this one before? I don't know. Well, we'll end this run here. That's me for today, though. When I come back again, we're gonna keep trying to figure out this mystery. As always, though, guys, I appreciate you guys for giving me your time and patience. Have yourselves a good morning. And this is the only video you watched me today. Good afternoon or good night.